Hello friends, it's week 13 of the 52-week Coleman challenge, lucky 13, and this week's challenge is beef. Today we're going to make a beef stew, and I wanted to show you this lovely piece of London broil that I've gotten. I wanted you to see it in its whole form. I'm going to slice him up small to put into my stew. I've also got here a plate of the green stuff, or mostly green stuff. For green, we've got celery. I've got some Yukon Gold potatoes. They do really well in a stew, the Yukon Gold. Some carrots for essential orange, and some portobello mushroom. I like the portobello. It adds sort of a weight to the stew. I couldn't get any beef stew mix. What's going on? Nobody eats beef stew in the spring, so I got a vegetable stew mix. It calls for chicken and stock. I'm going to use beef stock, and we'll use beef instead of chicken. 413 is fired up again, and guys, if you've ever wondered what the #1 mistake you're making when you make a stew is, it's that you're boiling the meat. Do not boil the meat. If you boil the meat, you're throwing away flavor. So we got good old Dutch oven here. We're going to get it a little hot. A little shot of oil. These camping bottles can't be beat. And in with the meat. To really ensure the best possible flavor, I'm going to put in the celery. Celery really adds a tremendous amount of flavor to your stew. I'll just give it a good stir. We're not really looking to cook the meat all the way through. We just want to get a good brown on. Okay, our meat's getting on toward done. I'm going to add the carrots. Carrots also add a nice flavor, and they do want to be sauteed a bit. You don't need as much as the celery. Okay, the meat's on its way to being done. Carrots are in. Celery's in. Everybody's happy. Add my potatoes. And now 2 1/3 cups of broth. Beef broth, I think one beef broth is more or less like another. And then they say everything but the pasta. Vegetable flavoring, and 5 1/4 cups of water, which should, if my Archimedes is correct, not quite overfill this pot. I may have to re-level the stove. No, spot on. Look at that. Look at that. Not over full at all. Totally full to the top though. I'm going to be real careful when I stir. Some of this will cook off. So, bring this to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down, and we're going to let it cook really as long as we can. You'll get good flavor in half an hour, you'll get better flavor in an hour, and better flavor even still in 2 hours. And actually the best flavor will be tomorrow. There we go, nice rolling boil. Give it a good thorough stir. I wasn't really paying attention and actually made a bit of a mess. This is 413. I think I'm going to wait until the end of the challenge and then give it a really thorough cleaning. So, now, take our heat way down. And normally, I would take it right down as low as this stove will go, but it's relatively cold out. So I'm just going to take it down until the boil quits. And it gets a little fiddly here. Take it down until the boil quits, and then I put the lid back on while the lid holds more heat into the pan. and the boil comes back. So take it down until the boil quits, and then take it down some more. Half an hour is the minimum at this point because we gotta get the potatoes soft. Okay, now we're in, and it's time to add the pasta. They don't give you a whole lot of pasta, but it's really plenty for the size of the soup. It doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, pasta gets bigger. And we're still pretty watery, so it's a good thing to have. Well, that's what I'm talking about right there. Beef stew, a nice chunk of bread. We make a lot of stew in this house, and beef stew is always good for a cold evening. But let me give you a little trick. We made a chicken stew the other night, and what I've got here is a pre-made pie pan, and I just wanted to show you. You take your stew, and you add some of the potato buds, remember my potato recipe, to thicken it up. And then you get a couple pie plates, pie crusts, and these ones come right in the plate. They're really fantastic. And you fill this with your stew mix, your stew and the thickener, and then you put a cover over it. And my wife figured out that you can use they come in packs of 2. You can use both of the pie crusts and put one of them over the top of the other one. I had done it with a biscuit dough, but the pie crust is a lot flakier. So anyway, 13 weeks and still growing strong. I see some of you guys have kind of fallen by the wayside. And, you know, that's okay. It's okay. But I'm here for you.